stereotypical Buddhist temple in Asia is characterized by a serene and contemplative atmosphere, often nestled amidst lush natural surroundings or atop a hill. The temple architecture typically reflects the culture and artistic traditions of the region, featuring intricate designs, vibrant colors, and ornate details. I was not in Asia, and there was nothing stereotypical about the Soka Gakkai SGI temple when I was visiting. I was at 2900 Bellcrest Center Drive, Suite 103, Hyattsville, Maryland, and this is not what I expected. On the first floor of the facility itself are retail stores like Dunkin' Donuts, a physical therapy office center, and many other miscellaneous businesses. The other floors were offices of unknown representation. And why was I here? As an ethnographer, I was to study this culture in their own setting. Anthropologists call this participant observation. I went there to find out how important storytelling is in the Buddhist community. I could not find out from outside, so I ventured into the temple. Within the temple, I was instructed not to photograph distinct items. The altar is deemed sacred and could not be photographed, so video and photographs were not allowed in the temple. I decided to use my phone solely for recording interviews, with explicit permission of the participants, of course. I conducted multiple interviews, but one stood out when it came to the use of storytelling as an application of values in the Buddhist community. So, this is Bob's story. Bob told me a remarkable story of a college professor he worked for at an internship during his post-grad studies. This professor was genius-level smart, Bob said. He had the ego and self-entitlement that went with it as well. Bob says one day he questioned the professor's authority on something trivial, or so Bob thought. So the professor formed a great resentment towards him because of it. The professor shunned and openly criticized Bob for the next 2 years due to this. Bob continued to pray for an answer, the solution to his life circumstances, and to help analyze what he should do to change the situation he found himself in. He consulted many others in his Buddhist community, and they all suggested he do the unthinkable, or so Bob thought. The community unanimously advised him to pray for the professor instead of focusing on the way he was treating Bob. Reluctantly, Bob did as he was advised, and a change was soon to come. Bob said by praying for him, he was able to see the world through the professor's eyes. Bob was able to empathize with his situation and life circumstances. Given the new way he saw the professor, Bob spoke to and treated him in a more positive way. Very soon after this new approach, the professor opened up to Bob, and the two were able to enjoy a more than amicable work relationship. In addition, the professor gave Bob a one-on-one tutoring session in his office almost every morning. By changing himself from within, Bob was able to affect his own life circumstances. This story is a wonderful way to impart understanding of others and to remove yourself from self-centered thinking in order to empathize with other people. It shows if you make a change in yourself, your life circumstances will subsequently change as well. I know that I can be quite stubborn, and in my youth, I was much more, I'm sure. Nobody wants to be directly lectured on family values and social norms. Through storytelling, learners realize that their struggles are shared experiences, fostering a sense of belonging to a culture that imparts its values. As an outsider listening to stories such as Bob's, using his words and experience, this tells me that the Buddhist culture is not unlike mine. Buddhism is not the only faith-based practice which relies on storytelling to convey its fundamental values. Most religions, such as Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, and Christianity, use storytelling as a form of communication from the enlightened to the layperson. They all convey their teachings through storytelling as a method to impart profound insights in a relatable and accessible manner. Stories have the power to illustrate complex concepts, making them more comprehensible and memorable for listeners. Through storytelling, philosophical ideas can be conveyed in a way that relates to other individuals and provides guidance for navigating life's challenges. In addition, storytelling allows for a deeper emotional connection to the teachings, fostering understanding and reflection.